And
Yeah.
these two things were like an issue. I mean, and even now we have that resource crunch, and we have to kind of work with it anyway.
Yeah, right. So the carousels and everything that you're talking about using QGraph, so all that is available in Gemuga too. So carousel is one form of showing the content to the customer. So, but how do you feel the content of the carousel is the real? Is powered by the real customer segmentation engine.
Right.
So that's where Gemuga kicks in and provides you the real value add.
Okay. So you guys are there for Android iOS apps also?
Yeah. So I don't know, maybe because last time there was not much of enough push from you. That's the reason we could not explore all the capabilities. We have not even started with basic capabilities using Emoga. I'll also show you what kind of data we are currently collecting from Dineout. Even now, we are actually collecting data from Dineout. So whenever a user views a particular restaurant, we're collecting that data. When he's reserving a table, we are collecting that data. So basis that data also, even currently, you can do a lot of you can plan a lot of customer outreach programs.
Okay, cool. So we still have the integration, not remote yet.
Yeah, right. The script is still collecting your data.
Right.
Okay, let's get started with the demo of the product. First, I'll walk you through the presentation explaining you all the capabilities we have, and probably that will give you a good comparison between Gemuga and QGraph.
Sure.
Okay, I'll share my screen.
Yeah.
Are you able to view my screen fine?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, can I start?
Sure.
Yeah. So, Ansal, Gemuga is an omni-channel customer engagement platform, and we help you reach out to each and every customer with the most relevant and contextual message across all channels, like email, SMS, website, mobile app, social, and display.
Okay.
So, maybe QGraph is only used for, customer outreach on push notifications, through push notifications and in-app messaging. But Gemuga is truly omni-channel campaign management platform.
Okay.
So, using this platform, you can segment your users based on many parameters like their demography information, geolocations, purchase history, frequency of purchases, or frequency of website or app visits, lifetime value, and reach out to each and every one through messages which would nudge them towards becoming a loyal customer with your brand. So, in short, we help you manage and automate your customer lifecycle campaigns, basically CLM campaigns. So, I'll explain you what this slide is about later. So, I just wanted to talk about automation. So, I just put this slide.
I do remember this part. And where we can have flows and logic related to actions of users, right?
Yeah. So, everybody, if you ask me, every marketing automation solution looks similar, very similar. But the complexity with which you can build your user journeys is what differentiates Gemuga from all the other solutions in the market.
I noted this point last time we had the conversation. So this, it is true that the complexity is pretty high compared to anything like Mixpanel or even.
Yeah, so thing is, you can also unify your user data across platforms. So you're using independent systems for mobile app marketing, for example, QGraph. I don't know what are you using for email marketing, and I think even in that case, you might be only working with generic campaigns.
Right.
Generic email campaigns. You might not be targeting specific segments of customers who are about, who are about to churn or who are the most. You're not identifying most profitable segment of customers. All that segmentation you're not doing, and you're not reaching out to them through email campaigns. Is what I understood in my last conversation.
Right.
So Gemuga, in that sense, is a very unified platform. It tracks behaviors of the customers across sessions, across platforms, and basis those behaviors, it can help you segment them into various different buckets and reach out to each and every bucket of the user with a very truly personalized information.
Okay.
So Gemuga is all about modeling the customer journeys and mapping these journeys to specific actions.
Okay. Cool. Makes sense.
Yeah, so we are the brand being used by most of the leading e-commerce businesses in the country. I mean, when we pitched to you, we were in beta, so we are out of beta, and we have been able to brand most of the leading brands in the country, like Big Basket, Craftsvilla, Redbus, Simply Learn, for managing the customer lifecycle campaigns, and they have been able to achieve two objectives using this tool. One is complete automation of user journeys on their site, and the other is powerful user segmentation. So first, I'll talk about automation of journeys. Automation of journey means Gamuga will auto trigger the communication at the customer based on the life stage he's in.
Okay.
So let's assume the following is the journey of the customer on an e-commerce site where he lands on home page or special landing page, and he searches for a product, and then he views a category, then he views a product there, then he adds something to the cart, starts checkout, and checkout complete. So, and assuming that the user can drop out at any stage of this journey, Gemuga is a product which will help you trigger the right communication at the customer depending on the stage from where he has dropped.
Okay.
The idea is he gets that extra push from the brand to move to the next step in his life cycle. Mm-hmm. So this is what we have done for other e-commerce companies. So these are the various stages of the journey of the customer. This is for sorry. Yeah. So, So these are the various different stages of the customer on an e-commerce website where he lands on special landing page or home page, and he can exit from there. And he next step is search, and he can abandon from there also. So these are the various different life stages as I mentioned before. And this is an example of a complete. This is a complete automation we are doing for them. So this is an example of a triggered campaign. So where if the customer is exiting from the home page, based on whether the guy is a returning user or a new user, Gamuga is taking specific actions at them. For example, the returning users, we are sending a return, maybe sending a visit abandonment email with the best sellers across the store. For new users, we are showing a pop-up notification asking them to provide their new email address, and we are giving a coupon there. And this is done after 2 hours, and after 4 hours, and again in the day 2 also, if the customer is not coming back or moving to the next step in his life cycle, we are sending a second day communication explaining the brand story and what kind of reviews does your brand have, or why should you buy from this brand. And probably in the day 2 communication, we are even giving out a unique coupon code to the customer.
Okay.
And again in day 4. So this is a 60-day customer life cycle program for them. But it depends on, it really differs from business to business. You might only want to reach out to the customer in the first 3 days of abandoning from homepage. You might, because it really, the communication really depends on how serious the user is towards doing something on your site. Hello? Yeah. What I'm saying is the communication or the frequent follow-up really depends on how serious the customer is towards your brand. Probably a customer who is exiting from the home page, you might not want to follow up with him on multiple different days. Probably you will do a day 1 communication after 4 hours, and the day 2 communication. And if he's still not interested, maybe he is not convinced about doing something with your brand, he is not coming back. So you would want to leave the user there. And if after we send out emails, if the user comes back to the website and searches for something and he abandons from there, you would want to send out another communication to the user saying, hey, you might looking for this product, and these are the best recommendations in that category. And then the day 2 communication would be people who search for this kind of a product also bought these kind of products. Why don't you buy now? This is a discount voucher we are giving to you. This is at the first time user, so that he'll get that extra push to complete his purchase, first time purchase at least.
Right.
And so these are the various different life stages where in the cart abandonment again is a multi-wave campaign. So where we are saying in the first 4 hours of abandoning the cart, we're sending a cart abandonment email. In the day two, after 24 hours of sending the first email, we're sending out another reminder email. So it's not about. What I'm presenting you is not a tool which will help you with your drip campaigns. I'm presenting you a tool which will help you track the behavioral activities of the users and segment them and put them into various buckets. The communication that you do at the users on each day is what gives that extra push to the customer. For example, if you're seeing in the day two communication, let's say I abandoned from a category. I viewed a category or I view a product on an e-commerce site. For example, on Titan, let's say I viewed watches and I've exited from there. So what if I get an email from Titan saying these are the last viewed products plus there is a banner which recommends more products to me in the same price range that I'm interested in.
Okay.
So that intelligence is what Gemuga brings onto the table. So it is including the products which are in the same. You may want to. It really depends on the marketer. So you might want to include the watches in the same price range, or you might want to include the watches in the same color, or you might want to include gender specific watches based on the gender who is browsing the site.
I get it. Right. Like say, basically we have this filter over. Different layers of filter.
Yeah, so it's like we are collecting. So Gemuga has the capability to collect exhaustive data points about the user, their gender, the locations from their browsing, and the number of times they are browsing on the site, and what products they have purchased previously, and what kind of lifetime value they have. For example, these are some of the journeys I have come up with for Dineout. So if you want to go ahead, this is the plan I'm going to present you with. So this is for the triggered campaign. So where I'm assuming these are the stages on Dineout where the user lands on homepage and exits from there. So if it's a new user view, I want to show him a pop-up notification, and the content is customized based on the location he is browsing from. For example, I'll give you an example notification that we are running. Yeah, you're seeing this, right? So this is the targeted notifications at the new users only. So the users who have not yet registered with us or who have not even done their first booking on Dineout.
Okay.
So probably instead of 500 off, you can say that I'll give you a unique coupon code that you can avail in your next purchase or something. And once the user enters his email address, you can deliver the unique coupon code to his email address.
Makes sense.
So this is for the new user. So and again, once the new user comes, we are collecting his email address. So based on whether he has given the email or not given the email, we would want to send out further communication to the user. So what we are saying, the user has given the email. We'll send out a welcome email with restaurant recommendations in his city and the top restaurants booked by other users in the city. So if you're maintaining any recommendation API in house, we can call that API to populate the top recommended products in the email.
Okay, recommendation API, fine. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that we can do that, or what you can do is you can expose us to your complete product inventory, and we have the capability built into the system to query that inventory and auto populate the top booked restaurants in that particular city. I'll give you an example of how people provide us the product feed. So this is the product feed we are getting from an e-commerce company. So they expose us to their complete inventory, and they populate all these columns so that we can pick related things from those from the data.
Okay, so basically, I pass you an ID for each product and other details along with it.
Yeah. So if you're seeing, this is a complete product feed of Nika, and this one they uploaded in a URL, and we keep fetching the products in a daily manner from that URL. Gamuga system. This is an automatic integration done with their product feed, and we keep fetching the. So whenever Gamuga has to send a category abandonment email, it looks at the product feed and it auto populates the top sellers in that category into the email. So if you're seeing, this is what they're giving. This is the parent ID, title, description, and then the link to the product. I think I have expanded it. I have expanded all the rows. So they're giving the image URLs and the category ID, the SKU, and the thumb image, rating summary. So they're exposing us to the entire inventory, so that, I mean, this was not there when we have actually initially given you the demo. So this is like attaching third party data to your campaign. For example, I mean, if a customer abandons from a particular category, I mean, it is easy to populate the last viewed products because they're directly available on your site. I pick up last viewed restaurants and I populate that in the email. But if I have to include top sellers or anything, that data is residing within your systems from your CRMs or anything, I will have to pull the data from there. So that third party data can also be attached to your campaign. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'll show you one example.
Like the feed which we give to Facebook, basically the product feed.
Yeah.
You guys build a recommendation system on it with it.
Yeah. I'll show you one e-commerce.
How often should we update it in that? Okay, actually, at least on a daily basis, we should update this, I guess, because our offers keep on changing.
Yeah. So are you not maintaining any product feed? I mean, are you not maintaining it for other purposes?
No, only for Facebook DPA. Facebook DPA needs this product feed. Yeah, we can. If you guys can use the same thing, that's okay.
Yeah, we can use the same thing. So this is what we have done for other customers.
Okay.
So if you're seeing, this is a product abandonment email. So where I'm populating the top banner with the last viewed product, and I'm recommending if you're seeing these banners, related products and top sellers, these products are pulled from their product feed. The placeholders will be filled with the related products from the product feed. And let's say if any product is going out of stock today, the placeholders will not be filled with those out of stocks, and I mean the email itself will not be sent to the user. So I think this is irrelevant for you because your industry does not work that way.
Okay.
Going out of stock or something, or probably an example campaign for you would be if the restaurant is not offering any bookings at this point of time or between specific hours, you don't want to send out the email to the customer asking him to book the restaurant. You don't want to give a bad experience to the user.
Right. So maybe that problem exists.
Yeah, maybe that use case even you have. So in that case, you'll have to expose us to the feed, and we'll understand what the booking timings and other things. In basis that only we populate the relevant information.
Okay.
And again, what I'm saying is, if the returning user returning user need not be receiving the same communication from the brand. So you can further segment him based on the lifetime value he has, or he is he a one-time customer, meaning he has only done one purchase till date, or is he a frequent customer, or is he a customer with RFM score, with a very high RFM score, meaning he is a very recent, very frequent, and high monetary segment of customers. So do you segment your customers based on RFM scores?
So no, not yet. So we haven't actually implemented these things like LTV and
So it's altogether different level of product. That's why I told you it's not a product which is comparable to any products like Betaouts or QGraph. So if you're seeing this is the RFM segmentation our customers we have suggested to our customers. So what I'm saying is, high recency customer is the one. These are example definitions, but the definitions can vary depending on the industry. So high recent customer is the one who has visited the e-commerce site in the last 1 month, and a high frequent customer is the one who has done more than 5 sessions in the last 1 month, and a high monetary is the one who has done more than $3,000. Now let's say high recency, high frequency, high monetary has a score of 333. So if you're seeing, these are the scores we have attached to RFM based on the RFM segment. A low recency, low frequency, low monetary customer has a score of 111. Now, if this guy is a returning user and he has exited, probably you would want to give him a lot of discount to push him to make his booking on the site. Or if a customer whose RFM score is 333 is coming onto the site and whose lifetime value and so, you might not want to give him some kind of a discount coupon because he's anyways a habitual buyer on the site.
All right.
So that's what I'm saying. So if someone exits from your home page, a special landing page, based on whether he's a returning user, and returning user can be further sub-segmented or micro-segmented based on the lifetime values, RFM scores he has, and you can define your segments like this: is he belonging to at-risk segment, and target him with various different communications like email, SMS, push.
Okay.
And probably give an offer only to the deserving segment, that is at-risk segment. So that's what I have written here. And again, let's say we have done all this communication with the user after 4 hours of exiting. Now he comes to searching. I mean, he comes back again and he searches for a restaurant and he abandons from there. Again, based on what kind of returning user he is, we can send an email with personalized subject line saying looking to book restaurants in Madhapur. For example, I made a search for restaurants in Madhapur. I can be receiving an email saying searching for restaurants in Madhapur. Here are the top rated restaurants. These are the reviews by other users, and these many people in your location have booked this restaurant before, something like that. And so I have not listed down after 28 hours of communication, 52 hours. Once we want to do something, I thought we'll come up with a complete customer life cycle mapping and journey mapping.
I get it. So okay, so you guys are also working on the intelligence on targeting users, not just on just on the platform. So even running campaigns is also your expertise.
Yeah, I mean, this is the consultation that we provide basis the data points we are collecting. For example, I will go to one e-commerce state. I mean, I'll walk you through what data points we are collecting from an e-commerce site. And so, by the way, this is the data we are collecting from your site.
So Ansel, in terms of what you explained, right, in terms of mixed panel, what they do, each and every event you can track. So here you can actually track multiple events. You can actually define those events on the fly. So if he searches more than 3 times these kind of restaurants, I can define those kind of events. I can track those events even for people who have not registered with us. And then I give a unique identification code, and there's an identification API. And then from there, I can track that user. I can target him in 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, assuming your targeting will be much more quicker because he has to over the weekend. You want to target him.
It is automated and it is real time.
Yeah.
Because Gamuga system continuously listens to the actions of the users across platforms, and whichever user falls into a specific segment or whichever user shows a particular kind of a behavioral activity across platform, it will immediately trigger the automated communication, so that it will always touch the customer based on the life stage he is in, so that he always has your brand on top of his mind.
Okay, so you're talking about how fast the automation responses are.
So speed is one thing. You don't have to worry about the speed at all, because we are working with some of the top brands in the country where we are tracking millions of users at any point of time. So I'll show you the difference between this dashboard and your dashboard. I mean, at any point of time, we are seeing very few number of rows in this status dashboard, while we are seeing huge number of rows in on one of the topmost e-commerce companies in the country. So this is the data we are collecting from them. So whenever a user is viewing a product, so this is the data we are collecting about them. So what category he is viewing, what SKU ID he is viewing, and what is the name, what is the price. So these are all the these are all the data points flowing into the system, Anvil. So basis these data points, you can build your campaigns. For example, let's say you want to do a cross-sell campaign to the customers based on the products they're viewing on the site. For example, I want to cross sell something to the user who's looking at salwar suits category. Probably I want to do lehengas promotion at them. In that case, I would just say, if the user did an event product view with the category property contains salwar suits, please cross sell lehengas to him. So that's the kind of a rule you will set up in the system, and immediately whichever customer views salwar category, he'll be delivered that lehengas cross sell offer.
Okay, so you are saying there is cross-selling intelligence.
Yeah, everything. So if you're seeing this, right, basis all these data points, you can build your intelligence. That's what I'm saying. So I mean, Gemuga system. Everything is flowing into Gemuga system. So what categories he is viewing, what price range he is looking at. For example, this guy is only looking at the price range 13.99. Now, if we send an automated communication through Gemuga, including the products between 13.99 to probably 1500, he might want to still go ahead and come back to the site and purchase something instead of sending a generic emailer to this guy. If you're including the products in the price range that he's interested in, there is a high probability that he can purchase.
Okay.
So that is the intelligence you can build using this tool, because we are gathering all the data across all the platforms, and you can do as much segmentation as you want on this data.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all the cart ads that are happening, and this is the started session. So meaning these are all the users who have started a session on the site currently. So these are all the users who are browsing the website currently. So it is tracking all the, I mean, the referral the user is coming from, the country he's coming from, the UTM medium he's coming from. And let's say you want to give a specialized promotion to the users who are landing from your Facebook paid campaign. You'll just say, if the user did an event started session and UTM source is equal to so and so, give him a 50% off discount coupon. And if he is browsing from the location like Pune, you would want to give him a specialized offer. So it's all about the data points. So we are collecting all the data points about your users, all the behavioral activities of your users. How do you want to segment them? How do you want to build journeys with those users? That's all up to your marketing team, how to leverage this data.
Right. It makes sense, Nishita, but what I'm asking is, see, let's say you are collecting almost all data, I mean, in terms of product, in terms of user activity, everything. And the interface of data and the user, the communication which is going to the user is that that logic we are putting in. Now, the kind of control, in simple terms, what all is it there? One is an event-based thing. Second, let's say a product feed is changing, and you're connecting the event system and the product feed and saying that, okay, this guy has done this event, which has this attribute. So I am linking this attribute to something else in the product feed, and let's say somebody is viewing Italian, let's say luxury dining, okay, and some luxury dining restaurants, and somebody has booked in luxury dining restaurants. Now in my product feed there are let's say a certain type of restaurants called Dineout Plus restaurants, which is a premium program for luxury diners. So in that sense, all the users who have done luxury dining, I'll cross-sell Dineout Plus also. Right.
Yeah.
And apart from that, see, one thing is product to, I mean, event to feed connection. Another is when the feed gets updated, you kind of segment users and send them depending on the feed update. Can you target users who have affinity towards that particular feed update? In example, let's say somebody is like a fan of Chinese food, let's say. Now some offer came up which is good for, I mean, let's say like good offer in some Chinese restaurants. Can I target these restaurants and these people and send them?
Yeah, I'll exactly give you that example only.
Okay. I'm telling, I understand. Okay, this is a level of customization we can do. And so in this again, what all, I mean, in content also, what all can we implement. And I mean, I understand, okay, these are the possibilities. I mean, you don't need to give me examples here, but I want to understand, okay, what all is customizable in content, what all is customizable in triggers,
So
what all.
as long as we are collecting, so you have seen the Craftula data, right? So if you want to, for example, if you want to customize the emailer or a notification pop-up based on the price or based on the category. So once we collect that data point into the system, you can play with those data points. If you're seeing these are the attributes to this data point, product views and event, and a category and price are attributes to those data points. You can play with all these attributes and you can personalize the content of your notifications or emails. So what we would recommend is you exhaustively define your event. For example, I might define only category or price as the two properties to this event called product view. But adding more property, if you're seeing I'm adding exhaustively which seller is the purchase being done from, or which product ID, what is the product ID, and what is the whether it is in stock or out of stock. I'm adding more attributes to this event so that my business rules engine becomes more and more intelligent.
Okay.
It can play with any of the attributes. For example, this is what we are collecting from Dineout. Oh, this is not Dineout. Yeah. This is Craftula. Okay. This is Did I open Dineout only in both the things?
No, I don't think so.
This is Craftula. Oh, in both the things I've only opened Craftula. That's how it seems. Okay, I will go to Dineout then.
Nikhil Salman says hi.
He's come back to Delhi?
Yeah, he's here. He'll
Oh.
join in 5.
Sure.
So this is your dashboard. We'll see. Let's see what kind of data we're collecting for Dineout. Yeah, your data is populating. So this is started session data. So we are collecting what domain he is browsing, and whether he's a repeat customer or not, and what is the referrer, and what is his country, what is the location from which he's browsing, everything about the user. What is the UTM term used to get here, and then what are the restaurants people are using viewing currently. So this is the city name, restaurant ID, restaurant. So you said right. So if I'm interested in Chinese cuisines, and if there is any offer on Chinese cuisines, I'll have to get notified. I'll have to get notified about it.
That's right.
So if you're seeing, I'm collecting all the cuisines of the users. So continental, Mughlai, North Indian, all these, right? Chinese.
I'm just like looking at the next stage, where is the interface, and which
Yeah.
you data.
Yeah. So now this is the interface. This is the interface. You just have to go to create new and start building your campaigns. I'll build one journey for you. You're saying I want to give a specialized offer to the customers who have been looking at only Chinese restaurants, right? So I would say did an event and view restaurants, because Chinese, because the cuisine is the property which is attached to view restaurant event here.
Right.
So I would say view restaurant, and then I'll apply the filter, and these are all the attributes to this view restaurant. So restaurant type, so you want to play with cuisine, right? So cuisine contains Chinese. If this condition is true, and do you want to add more conditions here, more filters?
Cuisine is Chinese is enough, but
And price wise also you can add.
Yeah, locality, price. So I'll play with price also then. Price more than something, right?
let's say 500.
Yeah. Then first of all, I'll simulate this campaign and see how many users will belong to this. Now, once I save this, now at all the segment of users, whenever you want to be doing an action, real-time action.
Okay.
So that action being, if you're seeing, these are all the actions you can do at the user. You can send him an email or push notification, browser push. Are you aware of browser push notifications, by the way, Anshul?
See, basically, we haven't started doing it. So basically, we only QGraph so far is giving browser notification features, and we haven't implemented any of it yet.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is this is called browser push. So these notifications are, they look exactly similar to native push notifications, but these are powered by browsers. These are available for Chrome, Safari and Firefox.
I understand.
So this is what I'm talking about for the browser push. So now, these are all the actions you can do at that user who has looked at Chinese restaurants. So you can send a push notifications if the app is installed, or if he's coming back to the app, you can show an in-app message, or you using our HTTP GET POST API, you can even send the SMS to the customer, or even trigger a call at the customer. We can do an integration with your call center software and trigger the call. So these are all the actions. So you will define, let's say I want to send out an email to the customer recommending the top restaurants. Then in that case, I'll just select, because the template is not defined here. You're not seeing any templates. But if I go to Craftsvilla's admin panel, you will see a lot of templates. Let's say I want to go. I'm not in incognito. I think it is changing. I'll go to incognito probably in that case. So if the templates are all defined, you'll see all the different templates in this drop down. So the templates are predefined and kept for the campaign, and the placeholders will be filled by Gemuga depending on the behavioral activities. I'll go to incognito and I'll show you how we are doing it for other customers. So these are the templates. This is a touchpoint configuration. This is a templating panel. Let's say I want to look at cart abandonment emailer. So this is the preview. So this is how you define the placeholders, and depending on the behavioral activities, the placeholders will be filled with related products. Or when I say cart page dot cart value, cart page is an event and cart value is a property to that event. So this will be filled with the total value of the cart. So this will get replaced with the total value of the cart. So that's how you can define your templates, all your templates here, and these templates will be available for you in the campaign logic. So all this you'll see in the drop down.
Hey Nikhil, Salman has joined us by the way.
Hey Salman.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. I hear you're back in Delhi.
Welcome. I'm reaching Bangalore, man, next week.
Sorry?
I'm going to Bangalore next week.
Oh, next week? I thought you were already in Bangalore.
Wasn't well, yeah. Fever and body pain, so...
I heard chikungunya is with everyone there.
Quite bad. How's it going, huh?
Good. I just joined last week. And
I know.
I'm already on to the job and so meeting a lot of customers.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll connect with you later.
We'll connect separately.
Cool. So should that make sense? So in case so that means we can have dynamic fields in the mailers.
Yeah, dynamic fields in the mailers, and I spoke about attaching third-party data from your product inventory. I'll also explain this. So this is the journey builder. This is the visual editor you'll be playing with to build campaigns. Now, the campaign responses are also fed back into the system in the form of data points. Meaning, email open can be a data point for you to build the further logic of the campaign. I can simply say if the user did not do an event email open. You send the email now. Did not do an event email open.
I remember this, Nishita. So this is the same thing. I think, if at all it is not open, we can send a push or some other mode of communication depending.
Yeah, it is unified across the channels. So I think that you are aware of. I will park this for now, this discussion, and then I'll walk you through this data block part. So you can also A/B test your campaigns. By the way, I'm wantedly not walking through the entire thing because I'm assuming that you know how to use this panel.
Cool. Actually, last time we didn't have access to this panel, I guess.
Actually, you have the login and you have everything with you, so you just have to, I mean, we are not collecting all the data points because I told you, right, the integration stopped intermittently.
Okay, okay. Cool, cool, cool. So that's what happened. Yeah, right. So basically, we haven't even had a look of this campaign because
Yeah, I'm just calculating. If you're seeing, these are only data points I'm collecting. The view, I mean, customers, whenever they view a restaurant, we are collecting. If they're searching for something, that I'm collecting. So, for example, I mean, this is a good thing. I mean, you can simply segment the customers who have searched for best candlelight dinners or restaurants in Hyderabad today. And if there are any offers, today evening at about 6 p.m., you can just blast out a campaign at them. So there are two types of campaigns. One is a triggered campaign. The system, once you build a journey, the system will listen. The system will keep listening to the journey, and it will auto respond at the users. And the second type of campaign is you will build various different segments of customers, and you will blast out a campaign. For example, now there is a strong offer going on some dinner restaurants in Hyderabad. You can immediately segment the customers who have searched for this kind of restaurants in the morning today to evening, and you can blast out an email or a push campaign at them, and that will be more contextual to the user because he's already looking for it.
sure.
So these are all the search terms we are tracking as of now. So this is like limited amount of data we are tracking. So if you're really serious about the tool, we can do exhaustive API integrations and get started with the tool.
Right. Actually, first of all, the previous dashboard you're talking about. So I was seeing only this status dash with data coming in, and the other one was never. I never got introduced to it. Maybe
Yeah, Ansel, you're part of technical team, right?
not really.
Acha. So technology team will be more interested in looking at this dashboard, or implementation team will be more interested because once you push an event, you would want to understand whether the data is correctly flowing into our game, our backend or not. So that's the reason. So this is not really exposed to the marketing team. So marketing, all that matters to marketing team is this panel because this is how they will start building the journeys of the customers. I can actually simulate this campaign for you and tell you how many customers are viewing restaurants belonging to Chinese cuisine category.
Right. Actually, the opposite happened. I guess. I mean, I was not exposed to this one, and I was exposed to the status dash.
So let's say I'm doing this for yesterday and today. I'm simulating this campaign, meaning I want to understand how many people have actually viewed restaurants belonging to Chinese cuisine. Now I hit simulate.
Above 500 rupees.
Before even running the campaign, I'm zero. Oh.
No, you have to remove the rupees category.
Okay, rupees. Okay, for example, okay, I'll remove this. I'll save and then I'll simulate.
I still don't think you'll get because order value is not there, right?
Yeah. So I'll see what is the attribute. View restaurant, price.
Oh, price is there. Okay.
Then I'll filter it by some other property and I'll see. Location. First September 2, okay. Yeah, 51 people have actually viewed restaurants from location Delhi. So now you can download this data of 51 users. I'm attaching whatever data I want to this by locality, and then let's say I do it by locality. I can add more properties to this. There's no data. I will check with my backend team if they're currently maintaining your infrastructure or not. I will enable it if something is wrong with your account because
the date range is only 7
time.
to Friday 7th October to right on top.
Oh, sorry, I didn't give the date range.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, thanks, Nikhil.
Yeah.
Okay, then I download the CSV. Yeah, I got it now. So these are all the users, and this is the locality ID that I'm filtering them by. So this is the raw data about your users. You can use this raw data for your internal purposes. Probably if you have a BI tool internally, you can push this data to the BI tool and visualize the patterns.
so okay. So one thing, what all are the integrations we require here? One app is.
I will quickly walk you through one slide. This is important. Yeah. So this is how data flows into Gamuga system. So whatever data I have shown you is website specific data. So we put a JavaScript into your website, and then you'll have to call event APIs to push required event. For example, you've seen that view underscore restaurant as an event, search as an event. So you're accessing our APIs and you're pushing that data into our system, our backend systems. And similarly for mobile app, we'll have to provide you the SDKs. That SDKs will help you push the data into Gamuga system, and similar kind of data, everything, the content the user is interacting with, the URLs he is visiting, the pages he is browsing, everything about the user, whatever, every behavioral activity will be fed into Gamuga system in real time, and that data can be used to build campaigns. So that is one thing, and there is also there is already existing historical data lying in your data warehouses. You've not been able to leverage that data and reactivate a dormant segment of customers. That's what I'm thinking as of now.
One second. So how do you like connect the data? Let's say something from data, something from the DB and something from user actions.
Yeah. So yes, yeah. So first I'll explain you how data flows into Gamuga through these systems, and after that how the connection happens. So first, and the existing historical stream data can be we can do a one-time large batch push of CSV and push that data into Gamuga's backend, so that once that is done, you can do any segmentation on that data, identify which of the customers have purchased for more than this kind of a value, belonging to this kind of localities. You can do all that segmentation, and basis that segmentation, if you have any offers today or you would want to reactivate those segments today, you can plan campaigns accordingly. And then that is about one-time batch push of data, and the other data. So there is a lot of data which you're maintaining in a CRM system. For example, e-commerce companies, they maintain order cancellations data or order delivery status data in CRM systems. The reason could be because they would want to run feedback campaign whenever an order cancellation is done, or probably if the delivery is not done on time immediately, they would want to retain the customer delight. So they are immediately doing a campaign and them giving a unique coupon code or something. So, I mean, whatever data point you would want to use in your campaigns, Gamuga is not, when I say campaign, Gamuga is not just about campaigns, marketing campaigns. It can, it can act as a customer communication engine. So the example that I've given you, the feedback campaign when the order is not delivered on time, it's an automated communication that is going to the customer, giving out the coupon code. I don't really call it a campaign.
Got it.
Because Gamuga is listening to CRM events in real time, it understands which customer has not received the order on time.
Right.
And we expose a server API, which will, using which you can push data into Gamuga system in regular intervals.
Okay. Cool.
So even with offline transactions, you can use a server API, HTTP API. So to push the data in regular intervals, because let's say Gamuga is tied up with Indigo Airlines, so we can even buy tickets from their physical locations, right? So in that case, not just that example, from point of sale systems everywhere, if you want to push the data into Gamuga systems at regular intervals, you can plan it out, and you can every 2 hour interval you can send data to Gamuga, and all the data within Gamuga system will be unified. So you asked me a question: how do you unify the data, real time data, and the backend data? Let's say I'm doing a one time batch push of data into Gamuga system. we attach user IDs to every user while importing that data. If you're seeing this status dash, so these are the user IDs we attach to the user. So Gemuga tracking works like this. Whenever a new user lands on the website, we attach an ID sort of a thing to him, and Gemuga's tracking begins from then on. It's like every action the user does on the website will be attached to this ID. It is irrespective of whether we know the identifying information of the user or not, whether we know his email address or mobile number or not. Gemuga tracking works just with this ID. So while importing the data also, we attach user IDs to every customer and we import the data. And now if any of those users are coming back onto the site through any of your promotional campaigns or something, I mean, let's say I am user A, I have visited Dineout, Gemuga has attached an ID to me, and I am also an existing user of Dineout. So you have imported my data. So till identifying call is made, Gemuga treats these two users as two different users. But then if I am coming back the next time on the website and I identify myself by booking a restaurant and giving my email address. Let's say I'm identifying the user with the email address. So this email address, the real-time email address and the batch email address, if they are same, all the data, the new ID created again as the user will be replaced by the old ID, and all the user actions will be tied to the same user. You got it, right?
Makes sense. But what I'm asking is, how long do you maintain sessions?
Sorry?
How long do you maintain sessions? Let's say, so you identify the same device by storing cookies, right?
So this tracking is based on something called local storage. It's more powerful than a cookie. It's like a cookie, but more powerful than a cookie, and it resides in user browser. Usually, users don't go that deep and erase local storage. Cookie is easy to erase, but local storage is difficult to erase.
Right. So
it doesn't have. Yeah, it doesn't. Sorry, Anjul?
Unless user manually deletes it, this visitor ID won't change.
Yeah, visitor ID won't change. But let's say I deleted. I'm so fed up with your promotions and I deleted it. And at a later point of time, let's say I do a booking again, where I'm forced to give my email address, or probably let's say I am forced to do a login activity on the site, where I again give my email address.
Deleting the local storage, whatever files are stored. So unless that is deleted, you will be able to identify the user whenever the user comes to the website.
That's one thing. So we will, unless local storage is deleted, we will keep tracking the user. That's one thing. But tomorrow, let's say today I am deleting all the local storage. And now again I come to Dineout and I do a booking or anything where I am inputting the same email address as in my previous sessions. So once I know that this is the email address of the user, I will unify again. I'll treat I might assign new ID now, but again I will know that this is the same user who has erased cookies, and again he's starting new sessions on the site. So we'll still be maintaining again the same ID.
So that's a strong segmentation engine, which with this identification API, that's where the backend systems are stand out different than most other companies, which is why we work with all the large enterprises, because they have like 2-3 million sets of data, right? Yeah. And some clients like Reliance Securities, what we're doing is we are even checking out trade level data. So if you've traded with Reliance Securities for say you trade in only equity, based on your behavior of only trading in equity, I can push out certain kind of products which are systematic investment plans only for mid cap shares or large cap shares. So I'm understanding data that much. Yeah.
Yeah. So as all the data is being collected into the system, you can define the customer segments and do promotions at them. As mentioned before, you can plan journeys, and Gemuga listens to those journeys and you trigger campaign. And the other kind of campaign is ad hoc campaign or batch campaign. So where you define specific segments of customers and you want to blast out a campaign. So in the journey builder itself, we have that capability built in, where we are saying give me a segment of users. So let's say I want to trigger a campaign at the users who have successfully checked out in the last 3 months of period on my site of worth more than 10,000 rupees, but are not but have gone dormant now. So these are all the segments that I have predefined in the system, and users belong to and unbelong to these segments in real time basis their activities. For example, I want to consider a segment of users who have, so let's say I'll build a segment, or in your account itself, I'll build a segment.
So I get it. So it's based on the actions of the user, whether the user is in segment or not.
Yeah. So whether he's, and I'll tell you how to build segments. So this is one key thing you should note.
Okay.
So the journey building part I've explained you fairly, but how to include segments in those journeys is also very important. So if you're seeing this visitor segments, you can build segments saying, I want to track all the users who have done more than X number of bookings in the last 3 months in the luxury dining category or something like that. So I would say count of reservations. Or you'd want to do something on the reservations cancel?
No, I don't think that.
Yeah, count of reservations greater than 10, and then that too should be in luxury dining. Let's see if we are capturing the category is contains luxury dining.
Are we looking at category from our side? I don't think we are sending category. Is it?
Yeah, you are not sending. That's the reason I'm not getting in the drop down. So this reservations event is not actually pushed into Gemuga. I'll have to check what is the event they're pushing whenever a reservation is being made. Let's say reservation done is an event, something like that, then properties will be auto-populated. So let's say I will use a currently defined event. I'll show you how the properties will be auto-populated. So let's say I want to play with this view restaurant event. In that case, if I select view restaurant, here properties will be auto-populated.
Okay.
You see I don't know what this is. I mean, they're sending some dummy data for your account. I don't know what this is. I can't really tell you, but properties can be locality. You might want to play with location. So these are all the properties. They're sending additional properties in the form of numbers. I don't know why they're sending it.
Fine.
They might be playing with your account. I don't know. Some implementation engineer. I think this is done by your team only, Anzela. We have not implemented this for you.
Right. I know that. So I'm still wondering why is this coming. So I didn't know that.
Maybe so. In the event API call, we should see what kind of properties they are pushing. Because if I search for something, let's say we'll consider another event. So let's say searched is an event that I click. So again, we are getting all this. I don't know why. Because these are the properties that are supposed to come. Obviously, term is one the property. So results in term are the two properties in the drop down. So I can just play with search term contains and build my segment.
Okay. Makes sense. So this I understand. So general segmentation, this is like common for almost all the platforms. I guess this way of segmenting. But again, how do you actually customize people with frequency, recency? Recency, I get it. Okay, last viewed, all these things. So again, frequency. What do you say? You put a date range and say this action happened n times.
Okay, so what is the definition of the recent customer who has visited you more than 3 times in the last 1 month? Let's say that's the definition of recent customer. Right. Then I would say count of started sessions on my site is greater than 3. This is a most frequent segment of, this is a high recency customer for me.
Right. But within last 30 days, okay, cool.
And now there is one interesting thing here, visitor properties. You can also create buckets of your visitors. So events is based on the behavioral activities of the users, based on the checkouts they have done, based on the bookings they have done, all that. You create, segments there. But you can also segment your customers based on the age group, or based on the gender or anything. For example, if you want to do a specific promotion at the people who are between 21 to 25 years of age and whose occupation is like software engineer or something. I don't know if you're collecting that data, but if you're collecting that data will also be very powerful for you to build your user segmentation. So in that case, you can say the visitor properties, visitor has property email, meaning we know his email address, and then has property equal to, sorry, for example, let's say age is a property of the user. In that case, that should be greater than or equal to 25. Let's say you want to treat this segment of users separately. Then in that case, you create visitor properties, and out of all the universe of users you're currently tracking, whichever has age more than 25 and between 25 to 30, you can target them separately. You can push promotions separately.
Okay.
That's one thing. And in the presentation, so that's about the segmentation built in the tool. And all the touch points I did walk through, I think.
So again, email. Wait, go back, please. What all are the media of communication?
Yeah, that's the reason actually I'm coming to this presentation. Okay. So if you're seeing, you can show pop-ups like this to cross-sell, upsell, cross-sell products, or to show relevant information. Let's say I'm looking at only, I've shown you one pop-up on Fab Furnish, right?
Right. So actually, so this is something we also implemented, but even now I think it's there somewhere. But so I think, do we have templates for this?
Yeah. So all the templates are built into the system. So these are all the various different templates. So you can show bottom right corner pop-up, bottom left corner pop-up, and the center model pop-up where you black out the entire screen and you show the pop-up. And then there's a top strip kind of a banner you can show. And then you can also use this kind of a style where this is called in-page banner. So here we are using the real estate space of your site, and it's like we are blending this notification with your website. AirAsia Mega Sale Carnival is what I'm looking at.
Okay. No. What I'm asking is, how do you customize this? Do we have to can we have a CSS format template for this or something? Can we write code for this ourselves?
Yeah, HTML you can write for this. So I'm going to notifications panel.
And where do we write this? Can we write this in your platform, or should we?
Yeah, you can actually. I will go to a customer account and I'll show you what kind of HTML is written by them, but you can write HTML here.
Okay. Cool. See, actually, this is something which I could have done myself. Actually, last time Aditya coordinated, so he was creating most of the content and assigned for it.
Yeah. Actually, if there is enough push, I mean, we both can sit and come up with a customer lifecycle campaign program before even we start. So previously we didn't, I mean, when we were in beta, we don't have a proper onboarding plan for the customers. But right now we have a solid onboarding plan that I'll share with you. So in this, first step, initially we get started with triggered campaigns, and we exhaustively we understand what is the journey of the customers on your site, and we try to automate all journeys on your site. I've walked you through the Excel sheet, if you remember, at the start of the presentation. So once we automate all those communications, the next comes is batch campaigns. We'll expose you to batch campaigns. So where we pull your CRM data warehouse data, and any other data which you're maintaining in your back office systems, we'll help you build segmentation out of that data. So for example, I told you that segmentation based on how many bookings have been done and have gone dormant, and what kind of localities are being visited the most. You can do all those segmentation, user segmentation on the fly using the system, and you can blast out campaigns every let's say in the morning and night you send out newsletters to the customers. You can actually make those newsletters very personalized and targeted at various segments of customers instead of sending a generic blast.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
So and then after first 15 days is completely about triggered campaigns. We educate you on the triggered campaigns. We'll help you build exhaustive triggered campaigns. And the next 5 or 10 days, we walk you through the ad hoc. So if you're seeing, these are the two panels available. So one is real time marketing, other is ad hoc marketing. So where I'm talking about batch campaigns. So the second phase is ad hoc marketing. In the third phase, we talk about mobile app marketing, where you can send out push notifications and you can include carousels. And we talk about device unification, so unification of user data across platforms, and then sending contextual pushes, and then frequency capping those communications. Frequency capping is not available for you, I think, but you can frequency cap the number of messages your users are receiving in a weekly, daily basis. For example, you're touching the user on all channels, email, SMSs, pushes, and everything. So you would want to limit your communications to 2 on the email and 1 on SMS and 2 on push notifications. You can set a limitation, touch point level limitation within Gemoga's system, and because Gemoga is a unified platform which is listening to all the actions, it will make sure that only those number of communications are reaching to the users at the right time.
Okay.
So that's one thing. And as part of mobile app integration, we also have geofencing built into the module. Apart from contextual, I don't know if you're doing this for your with your quantum graph, but you can send push notifications and you can also show messages within your app. So like how you show notification banners when the user is browsing through your website, you can also show messages within your app.
Yeah. So right. So we are already through Mixpanel.
Yeah, and these can be deep linked to specific screens within your app.
Right. We are doing that.
And based on the intelligence that you have gathered from the website, you can also tie that intelligence to mobile app. For example, I browse for something on website today, some shirts or trousers. If I have mobile app installed, you can send me a push notification saying exciting offers on shirts and trousers.
Okay, basically the output channel can be anything, push notifications, in-app notifications.
So that's what we are presenting you. We have a powerful customer segmentation engine. To that, we are continuously adding endpoints. So we started with the live chat as an endpoint to the customer segmentation engine, and after that we started adding pop-up based notifications, browser push notifications, email, SMS, and mobile app. And tomorrow we'll be adding social and display all as the channels to this customer segmentation engine, so that based on the segmentation rules you define, wherever the user is, whether he's on the site or off the site, he'll be continuously followed with truly relevant messages.
Okay. And since the limit, universal limit is there for all the endpoints, so you can kind of limit, like let's say I am sending too many emails, and I won't. I will just have a limit on push notifications, right? I mean, I can have a limit including email and notification here.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'll show you frequency capping in one other live account how it works. It is not exposed in your account, I think. So these solutions, what happens is you might be very impressed looking at carousels and other things. That's the UI part of it. But what is the intelligence powering those carousels is what is important for you, because going forward, customers will not like receiving very generic messages, and there's a high probability of they uninstalling the app.
Right. So I do understand. I do agree. And no, that's why I'm asking. I mean, not just this part in which we can have like different points, but the logic which like drives these campaigns is what I'm thinking about, because this is the general challenge we are facing also. Either we have to develop in-house recommendation system so that we can send it to Google or Mixpanel to give recommendations and contextual messages to users, which are very like highly customized. But so that again requires tech implementation from our side, and that is where the bottleneck is. Right?
Yeah. And also because this is big data, I mean, even if you invest on your technology and build this kind of products, it will be very difficult. I mean, we have such a strong technical team in house. We are building this since 2 years, and we are still not satisfied, because customers keep coming. The reason we have come up with the data sets feature, I told you, right, attaching third party data to your campaign. So customers campaign requirements are continuously growing. So today you do one campaign with QGraph. Now you would want to tweak that campaign in a much more complex way, and you would want to deliver the right content to the right segment of users. So that point of time you'll feel limited because the capability is not built into the system. That's how we were stretched by our customers, and we came to the stage where we are. We have, I mean, there's a lot of difference between what you have seen us at one, I mean, in November, last November, and the stage where we are. I mean, not every company grows like this. I mean, we've been forced so much to develop this kind of a solution. We were working in, we were always in a firefighting mode in the last 9 months.
Yeah,
So-
that's nice.
So this is the frequency capping that I was talking about. At touch point level, you can frequency cap the messages.
Oh, great. This is great. Because if I can have an overall capping and notification capping, it makes sense. Makes sense to have this.
Apart from this, so the thing is, I walked you through real-time marketing and ad hoc marketing. So thing is, we also have analytics module built into the system like Mixpanel, which will give you the required insights on your customer data. So basis that only you would want to do your customer segmentation and so you'd want to get the insights from your analytics and then plan the campaigns accordingly, right?
Okay.
So we have analytics capability also built into the system. So this is a dashboard, summary dashboard that for Craftsvilla. So the thing is, onboarding Gemuga, you can get rid of all the products which you're using currently for analytics, for targeting, and it's one single platform which will solve all the purposes for you.
Makes sense.
Yeah, ideally, Mixpanel probably we are a little more advanced engine than Mixpanel because we can create events on the fly and yeah, we've
Okay. And do we have custom formulas in general? Like, let's say that I have two different matrices which I'm capturing from an overall perspective, not just from a user perspective or an event perspective. Let's say I have 10 users who did this and 10 users who did something else. And I need a metric which is for the first set of users number divided by the second set of user number.
I don't know if you're talking about cohort report, but
No.
I can tell you.
Example, Nishita. So basically, it's very simple conversion. Let's say I have 100 converted users in a month and overall users this many, or 100 converted users and 200 non-converted users. I want to create a metric which is first number divided by second number.
Okay. So why do you want to do that?
I mean, this is just an example. So we need multiple such matrices, which is generally not available as a built-in or a default metric. Like you have things like frequency of users, let's say, or number of people who came from a particular source. All I'm asking is, I mean, sometimes you kind of want to know number of people who have reached till home screen but haven't moved forward.
Okay, I can do. This is a funnel report, right? So essentially, what you're talking about is. So I would say, can you tell me the condition? The users who have landed on my website through.
Haven't viewed a restaurant.
Yeah, from let's say location this one. So these are all the attributes you can attach. So what is that you would want to attach? Location is there. Okay, location, and then. Contains Hyderabad, and then did not. Next what? View restaurant. I mean, this is Craftsvilla account. Probably I will say checkout. Checked out product or did not do cart add. Within how many 2 hours can I give, or 1 hour? Any 5 minutes? I'll say. 5 minutes. I don't know if this will return any value for me, but you can also actually predefine which segment of users will even enter into this funnel. For example, you would want to say, consider only visitors whose lifetime value is more than 1 lakh rupees in the last 1 month, lifetime value is more than 1 lakh rupees, and then who has landed on my website today between this date range. From this location and did not do a cart add with me in 5 minutes. Let's say that is a query. Then you can say, how is the sum of checkout Where is the checkout event? Okay. I'm not an account manager for this account. I don't know what is the end goal event.
It's okay. These things you
Ansel,
can
is your
figure out.
query related to
Yeah,
hard-coded
checkout
campaigns?
success. This is checkout success. So sum of checkout success order value is more than or equal to 1 lakh rupees. I'll give a smaller value because I might not get any results. 1000 rupees I'll say otherwise. And then in the date range 6th October to 7th October. And then I'll probably give Delhi.
This is not exactly what I'm asking about. And that's okay. So these things I can somehow figure out manually also. That's okay.
Is your
That's fine.
question, Ansel, related to hard-coded campaigns? I mean, like if you have a specific use case,
Right.
can I just pull drag and drop and figure out a campaign by itself?
So thing is, Mixpanel might be giving you custom formulae, but what I'm saying is the custom formulae is all about building the segments and other things in Gamuga. So if you give me specific use cases, I can tell you how to solve those use cases because we have all the formulas built into the system.
Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, I want to understand the exit percentage from a particular screen. Let's say number of screen views for a particular page, and the number of exits. Two numbers I have. That's it. And usually what happens is number of exits divided by number of screen views is generally the exit percentage.
So this percentage you're seeing this, right? So these are the numbers these are the number of people who have started session from Hyderabad location and whose lifetime value is more than 1 lakh rupees, and now they have only 20 out of there are 205 users who are belonging to that and who did not add items to cart, who proceeded to cart are 9.76%. The rest all is bounce.
Right. So that exactly not what I'm trying to tell. See, let's say I have different screens, not
So
my.
give me 1 second. I'll get my analytics team into the meeting. They'll be able to, I think, explain this one better. Give me 1 minute.
It's fine. Nishita, hello.
Yeah.
It's okay. So anyway, we'll take this forward, and so these things we can figure out later also. And so one thing I want to know is what is the first step of implementation we can do? Like we can start with mobile site and website.
Mobile site and website. So I further drilled this down by location. So I wanted to understand which locations that did this activity happen. So you can also group these by locations or any event properties.
Okay. Cool. And fine. And this is mainly an web SDK integration. Basically, you have to include a JavaScript file in that. That's all. And
so this is the JavaScript file. This will involve this one. So I just want to learn what your queries. That's the reason I'm asking you to give me a minute because that will help me add something into my sales playbook.
Okay. So I'll explain the situation in fact. So basically, every time we release a new version of the screen or new version of the app or whatever it be, so you kind of want to understand what exactly is happening inside, right? And so for that, it's more about analytics than marketing automation. So that's why I'm not really focusing on it. But yeah, so I just want to know exactly what happened inside the screen. So in that case, what general values we get is so many people came to the screen and exited.
Yeah.
So that's something. So there are infinite X people who exited from the screen, and there are X people who went from this screen, clicked on back, which leads eventually to the home screen and then exit. Now I want to add these two numbers: exits from the screen, exits from back and home screen, and divide by total number of people who viewed that screen.
Okay.
That kind of gives me the idea of what exactly is the exit percentage from that screen, right?
Okay.
In the context. So these kind of custom matrices kind of helps me in actually identifying situations which are generally not included.
Okay.
So that is not that's probably a little advanced requirement, but I was just asking whether the possibility of custom matrices are there or not. That's all.
So I will do one thing. I will discuss this with my analytics team and I'll understand their views on this.
Sure, sure.
Is it really advanced or is it already built into the system, which I am not able to figure it out in this session. I'll understand and I'll revert back.
Sure, sure. Also, quick questions. So for web, one thing is the main script you are adding, and secondly, for every event, are we adding something?
Yeah. So, did you do this configuration through GTM before, or you did it directly on your site?
You do not have GTM implemented.
Acha. So if you do not have GTM implemented, then you will have to do it directly from your website. So like how you have pushed view_restaurant and other events, you will have to push events exhaustively, and basis those events, this is the API you need to call.
Okay.
We expose a single line API.
Okay.
I'll go to a demo account and I'll show you. Custom event script. Okay. So this is the API we use. So if you're seeing this underscore PAQ events push, this is the API we access to push any event into Giboga system. So cart underscore add is the event name and product and cost are the two properties.
Okay.
So that's how we are grabbing the product name and the cost associated with the product. So we'll give these APIs, list of APIs that you need to access to push events into Gemoga system. Once this is done, the first step would be to do triggered campaigns to automate the existing journeys of the users.
Okay. So these are the default values you have set for cart and all, just a general one, like /cart. Let's say for us will be something like /book_server, something like that, right?
Right.
Cool.
Also, you can also A/B test the system, whatever you have in terms of landing pages, what digital marketers are doing in terms of, what all campaigns they are running to what landing pages. All of that can be also tested, and you can derive more value from your digital marketing campaigns as well.
Cool. So, one second. Is this? I mean, the code which is written here.
Yeah.
Does it include this? It's not a single chunk, right? This is supposed to be in different places, right?
Yeah. Wherever you're pushing cart add event, you'll have to call our API. Wherever you're pushing the reservation event, you'll have to push that event to us. You'll have to call our API there.
Okay. No. Wait a second. So this custom event script which is written here, this is for one single event? No, right?
Yeah, this is for one single event. So if you're seeing this block, this is a block written for cart add.
Okay.
So this is to call cart add API. This is to push cart add event. So similarly for cart remove, we are writing. So wherever, whenever let's say I'm clicking on a button on your site, you would want to push that event to me. So you'll have to call our API there in your code.
Okay.
So we'll share the APIs, and our implementation team will help you understand how to push the APIs to us. They'll do a call with you, and post that call, you can take it forward. And the other thing is the campaign. So that first thing is you will have to tell us what you will have to exhaustively come up with that sheet. What is the triggering we do at each step of the journey of the user? And after that, thing is we only collect data as required. So we don't collect all the data on your website. So whatever is required for the campaign or whatever data you would want to analyze, the concept is very similar to Mixpanel. So you only collect events that you would want to analyze.
Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, I understand one thing. This custom event script again, is it like you write it here and it gets pushed to the website, or is it like we copy paste this in the JS file we are putting?
No. This code will be different. This is the API. This is a generic API that you need to. So, for example, the cart remove for an e-commerce company, they would want to push events like product name, cost. Similarly, for you, it would be whenever a restaurant view is happening, you will say view_restaurant is the event name, and the properties that I would want to attach are price, category, and I've shown you a couple of things on your status there.
Yeah, pushing the data to you.
Yeah, so you're pushing your data to us. If you're saying this is a term you're pushing as part of the searched event, you're saying TAQ underscore events dot push, and you're saying searched is the event name, and term and results are the two properties to this event. You're pushing it.
A part of the front end code.
Yeah, so this is part of the front end code. So wherever you are calling our API, I think it is on the front end only. You'll have to push this event. So there are back end events, there are front end events. You can probably expose JavaScript variables in your front end, and we pull it from there if some data is missing.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
So
Also, one more thing. Sorry. The previous like the pop-up notification which is there, I was asking, right? Can we customize it?
yeah. So if you're going, I think I have to go to touch points.
Open, I guess. Like I think the window is already open somewhere.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So here in this particular format, like the sample button and sample title and the shadow behind it and the outline behind it, can we change everything?
Yeah, everything is HTML customizable. I mean, people who are techies, they really want to write custom HTML here. I can't write HTML for you, but you can.
Again, I'm asking, where do we write HTML here? I'm not able to like.
Here itself, you can write your HTML.
In description.
Yeah.
And the sample button, all these things will be like removed.
Sample button, if you want to keep the button, you can keep it. Otherwise, you can let go of it.
But I mean, here in the dashboard, is there an option for all this?
I'll leave it otherwise. I'll just remove the sample button.
Okay.
And then I just write the content.
Fine. Again, the outline is still the same, right? I mean, these are some things we wanted to change last time, but
HTML. Give me any HTML code. I will do that for you.
Okay, so I can create a model here in general which is closable. And,
yeah.
Put anything here.
Yeah.
Cool. Makes sense. Okay.
I think I can log in into one of the accounts and show you how HTML is done. I'm not part of implementation team, so that I don't have the logins of all the customers. That is my problem. Probably.
Possibility is there. That's okay. I mean, that's just what I want.
I'll just see if I can do this on any of the accounts. I'm just logging into one of the accounts. Okay. I'll see if touch points, notifications. I'll see if any HTML is written anywhere.
Okay.
Lead gen campaign notification. Seems like it, yeah.
Here, if you just, okay. Fine. Cool, makes sense.
Yeah, and all the other touch points, I think I've been able to walk you through. You can do browser pushes. So browser pushes, they're working as they're proving to be very effective campaigns for all the customers. They're sending at least 2 push messages per day.
So how much percentage of the people actually give permission for browser push?
It depends on industry to industry. So for stockbroking customers, we have seen 60% people giving permissions, and for travel website like Redbus, 30% people have given permissions, and for e-commerce, it ranges between 10 to 20%.
Okay. Cool. Let's see.
It depends on what like the product person says in terms of UI, whether they would want to be having that kind of notification.
Cool. I think sounds good. So what are the next steps? Again, we'll start with the integration here.
Yeah.
So part of it is already there, and what we can before that, again, I'll brief you on what all campaigns we can start off with.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And depending on that, let me know what all data you require. And yes, that's it, and that'll be enough, I guess, for like starting off.
Yeah. So I also need to share the commercial code with you, Anzil.
Yeah. So so basically I can't make a decision on that, but again you can share it with me. I'll forward to Sahil.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So I I will need monthly active users, unique users data on Dineout every month. So where are you at in in terms of monthly active users?
So if you look at, give me a sec. Let me just take my charger. It's gonna go off. Like
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Hey.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah. So for website, see, the thing is, it's currently showing around 200,000.
Active users or sessions?
Actually, it's session. I mean, it's actually active users, but the thing is, I don't believe the data. So so there is some kind of issue in that tracking.
Okay.
So, but again, I'm assuming it's still around. I mean, in the app there are around 100,000 users in total. Okay.
Okay. So total 300,000?
Right. Give me a sec. Let me just check the number again. Yeah, total. See, even now for the website, it is showing 340,000 users.
So as of now?
Yeah, for last 30 days.
So for website it is 340.
Yes, and for app it is around 120.
Okay. You're under 500K.
Right.
Okay. And then do you want us to import your existing data also? You plan some segmentation on that data?
Yes, but that again is not very sure of it in the first stage. But yeah, eventually that makes sense.
Acha. So I mean, our pricing works like this. So there is, our pricing is based on number of unique users we are tracking every month. Let's say today we are tracking under 500K, and there is a billing X billing for that. And next month, like you're so much convinced about the system, you would want to upload your existing user data into the platform. Let's say you have some 1 million users whom you're already tracking. The user data you're already maintaining. So it's like you're giving us additional 1 million users for that month.
Okay.
And from next month billing again will be based on the 500K active users, because if the traffic is not increasing, and let's say it's still at the 500K users only per month, so we will be billing you only for the 500K in the third month, not for the additional 1 million that we've tracked last month.
Okay.
So whenever you want to do that, only that month billing will change, but for the rest of the months it will be the same.
Okay. So again, approximately for let's say 500 million users, how much is it per month?
Yeah, I'll just check it. just checking. So this is at 2 lakh rupees per month for up to 500K.
Okay.
And then we have next labs between 500K to 1 million and 1 million to 2 million, 2 million to 3 million.
Okay. And also one more thing. So this GA number of 300, I'm not really sure of. So
Anyway, till you reach 500K, it's the fixed pricing for all. Whoever wants to, that's a minimum billing on which Gamuga engages.
Okay. So 12 per month is the minimum billing amount.
Yeah, 2 lakhs per month is the minimum billing that we do for any business.
Okay. Cool. So I'll convey the commercials and general idea.
Yeah.
So basically on these things, I think Sahil will take a call.
Yeah, sure. So by when can I expect your revert on this, Anjal?
See, in mostly today itself, I'll let you know about in the commercial part. I'll have a discussion with Salman and then Sahil.
Yeah.
Yeah. So probably I'll get back to you too.
Yeah, sure, Anjal. Thanks. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thanks, Anshul.
Thanks for the time, Nikhil and Rishita.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.